Angels, my name is Tay and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do a pick a crystal reading all about how does your significant other or your person or the person you're in a relationship with feel about you. So I have 3 piles here today. We have a white howlite, we have a pink, I don't know what the fuck this is. I'm just kidding. This is pink calcite. And this one, I really have no idea what it is, but it's got like a tint of red in it. Looks like, reminds me of like a vampire. So if you're feeling the vampire vibes, that pile's for you, but I'm gonna give you a close-up right now. Here's the 3 piles that you can choose from. There's pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Take a second to see which pile you feel called to, which crystal you can't stop looking at. Whatever that one is, that's your pile. Once you've chosen, scroll down to the description where you will find all the timestamps for each of these 3 piles. And then when you click on that timestamp, it'll take you directly to your portion of the reading. All right, I'll see you in your pile. Hey Earth Angels, if you chose pile 1, the white howlite, this is going to be your reading all about how your person feels about you and why or how or anything that wants to come through. We're gonna see what's up. I feel like you guys are in each other's face a lot. Maybe you hang out a lot, or you're kind of just all up in each other's business. That's kind of what I'm feeling, because this smoke is in my business. It's in my face. But Spirit, show me, how does pile 1's person feel about pile 1, Spirit? How does pile 1's person feel about pile 1, Spirit? So I'm going to do it like this today. You'll see me do my readings different every single time, but Spirit just tells me what to do and I do it. So we're going to choose 6 cards. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, this person loves you. They adore you. You're like a wish come true to them. You're like their other half. Of course you're up in their business because you guys are like this. I got pretty much every card that could say like you guys are besties, or you guys could be best friends, honestly. It could be a friendship situation or it could be a relationship situation. It's different for all of you. So for some of you, you're totally in love with this person and in a relationship with them. Some of you are not in a relationship with this person, but you're still in love with them. And some of you, this is just your bestie. This is your best friend forever. And this person feels like you're a wish fulfillment in their life. Spirit, show me, how are they a wish fulfillment in pile? How is pile 1 a wish fulfillment in this person's life, Spirit? Okay, you're the Empress. You're somebody who can just give them the best advice, can take care of them, can show them kind of like the finer things in life. Like maybe you've turned them on to like, oh, go get a facial. Oh, you should go get your hair blown out. Oh, I love doing this. Like I have a friend who turned me on to getting massages monthly, getting facials monthly. I mean, I did it for a little bit. I didn't keep up with it. But she was the Empress in my life. And I was always on the nail game with her. And then I was just like, oh, maybe this is her thing, not mine. But this type of person is nurturing. They're loving. They are there for you. They're your cheerleader. That's interesting. Because I'm turning it around right now. But it's both. It goes both ways. You're their biggest cheerleader. You're their biggest nurturer. They're your biggest cheerleader. They're your biggest nurturer. It goes both ways. It's very much balanced. Everything here shows that it's balanced. This person looks up to you, but it's almost like you also look up to them. You guys share the same thoughts, share the same feelings. They just adore you. Honestly, they just adore you. And Spirit, why does this person look up to pile 1? Why does pile 1's person look up to them? Give me more about this. Well, they look up to you because you have high standards. You have, your standards are up there, and they admire that you're able to keep these boundaries, that you're able to know when it's time to say goodbye, when you know when it's time to move on, when you know that you deserve more and you need more and you want more, and they admire you for that. So for example, I can see, or I feel the vibe that you're really good in your career, or you're not someone who settles. Even if you're in school right now, or even if you are not working the job that you want right now, that doesn't mean that you're not great in your career and you're going to be even better. Because the thing is that you don't settle, and this person sees that you don't settle, and they see how logical you are and how organized you are and how, I don't want to say cutthroat, but yeah, cutthroat when it comes to competition, because you know what's good. You know how to get the job done, and this person, that's how they feel about you. They just feel like, damn, like, what are they so logical about, Spirit? What are they so logical? What do they have such good boundaries and rules about? Your path. You know your path forward. You can see it. And that's how they view you. Maybe you feel like you can't see it, but they feel like you know what the fuck you're doing. They can see that you just know everything. Like they look up to you because they think you're smart. They think you're intelligent. They think that you know where to go. And so they're like, yeah, I'm right there with you, because you haven't steered them wrong. Spirit, anything else about this King of Swords here? You're very balanced. You are able to maintain a healthy balance with work and the gym and your food, and they admire that. It's like some things that you do, they only dream of doing. And you might feel the same way about them, but they just feel like, man, I want to be more like Pile One. And I'm getting like teary-eyed from this, because this is a beautiful energy. It's like you guys are like this, like a hand hug friend, best friend relationship. Like this is a beautiful relationship, and it's just so, it's a balanced relationship, but they admire you. Spirit, tell me more about this King of Swords situation. They admire your beauty. They admire your grace. They admire your confidence. They admire the fact that you know who you are. That's how they see it. Maybe you don't feel like I don't know where I'm going. I don't know who I am. I'm just faking it till I'm making it. Well, they know that deep down, because they know you deeply. And they know deep down, you do know who you are. You do know where you're going. And maybe I can feel you might be a little hard on yourself, because you're somebody who is very successful, or very hungry for success, and will be successful in this lifetime. And they can see your potential, and they love your potential, and they don't want to lose you in any form. Like they want to be closer to you any chance they get, and that's why they're in your face and you're in their face. Spirit, tell me more about this Two of Cups energy. So this is like soulmate energy. They admire your drive, your work ethic, your ability to attract abundance. Tell me more, Spirit. They admire your ability to attract abundance, and your ability to make light of your shadows. This is like, oh, I feel this energy so deeply. They see and they know everything that you've been through, and all the hardships, and all the energy, the heavy energy that you carry, and they just don't know how you do it with such grace and such beauty, and how you're able to move through life with everything you've been through, and all the burdens that have been placed on you from other people, all the things that have been done to you, all the traumas you've been through. And they just admire the fact that you're so strong, that you seem to still hold it all together, and that you still reach for success, and you still know your potential, and you don't let anybody, especially your traumas, put a label on you, or put you into a box, or say you can't be successful, or you're this is just an example. You don't have to be a woman, but it's like, oh, you're a woman, or you're a minority, or you're less than in some form. Like, even if you felt that way or you've been placed in that position, you were never placed in that position because you never let that define you. And so that's how this person sees you. Spirit, why does this person think that pile 1 is so strong? Well, they think you stick to your guns. For some of you, you're very spiritual. For some of you, you're very religious. And for some of you, you're not either, but you're just kind of like, there's something out there. There's something, like you feel something. You feel the universe, you feel something. And they see that this is part of your strength. This is part of why you're so strong. Because they do notice that you have a way of always allowing things to work out. Because you have a positive mindset. And no matter what you've been through, you've been able to keep that positive mindset, and that positive mindset has propelled you forward and allowed you to move past your battles. And Spirit, what is this about? This Ace of Wands, let's see. They just think that no matter who's come after you, no matter what bumps you've had in the road, no matter what falling outs you've had with people, no matter how many times you've been, and I'm sorry, trigger warning, assaulted, physically, mentally, spiritually, sexually, you've maintained control. You've maintained each step forward, and you've remained balanced. And they admire you for this. How else are they strong? How else does pile 1's person see them being strong? Like, well, they see that you have started at the bottom of the barrel in places. Like, let's say you went into a new business and you started at the bottom, and they've seen you work your ass to the top. Or they've seen you start as someone who doesn't know anything about a subject, and then you've learned everything. You know more than like the experts. And so you're strong. Like, you don't let anything define you. Like, nobody can define you. Only you can define you. And this is beautiful energy, if you ask me. So, Spirit, tell me more about this 2 of Wands here. So, they can see that you have a lot of commitments, a lot of friends, a lot of family members, a lot of co-workers, a lot of, like, people, you know, taking your time or your attention, but they still feel like you and them and themselves are like this. They feel like this bond can't be broken. No matter how much attention is needed elsewhere, they just feel like this bond will never be broken. For some of you, if you don't talk for months, if this is your best friend, you call them, it can't be broken. It's like every time you get back together, even if you guys are together every day and this is the end of the day, every single time you get together, whether it's on the phone, on FaceTime, through text, in person, it feels like you're opening like a freaking treasure chest. Like, it just feels like, wow, like, this is how this person feels about you. They just feel like, wow, I treasure this person so much. I treasure our time together. I treasure our conversations. I treasure our text messages. I treasure our pictures. I treasure our experiences. I treasure you. That's what they're saying. Like, I treasure you. And they just think you're so intelligent. Like, the intelligence is coming through hard. Like, it just keeps coming to my mind. And you sound pretty incredible, pile 1. Like, this is beautiful. Spirit, is there anything else you want to tell me? That's it. So this is how your person feels about you. I hope you enjoyed my reading. If you did, please drop a like, a comment, subscribe to my channel maybe. I really appreciate you. And if you are interested, I post a ton of readings on TikTok. I post daily. There's short little readings. I have the same handle, TarotXTayFit. I also post on Instagram. I post workouts because I'm also a trainer. And I also post some tarot on there. It's just kind of random. I'm also hosting not a fitness retreat. I'm also hosting a spiritual retreat in Hawaii in October and November, and I still have some spots left. So if you're interested in that, or if you're interested in a personal reading, just hit me up at my email. It's below, but it's also just simple, taylor-schulze@gmail.com. All right, thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye. What's up, pile 2? If you chose this pink calcite, this is going to be a reading all about how your person feels about you. So first I'm just going to shuffle the cards a little bit, and we're going to see, Spirit, show me, how does pile 2's person feel about pile 2, Spirit? How does pile 2's person feel about pile 2? So we're just going to tap into this energy real quick and just see how your person feels about you. So to start off, this person feels a little bit in the dark with you. They feel a little bit scared or nervous, very much in their thoughts. They're a little bit, they feel a little bit blocked by you, or a little bit nervous by you. They try to kind of meditate sometimes and try to really bring up the courage to say the right things, or say the things they want to say or need to say. They feel like you're on the same path and that you guys could be really good together, whether this is as friends or as romantic partners. But they just feel a little bit, they feel like they might not be on your level, or they feel like, these cards are falling out so weird. And I have to say, every single reading, you're going to see me shuffle differently. Like the pile 1, Spirit wanted me to pick the cards. This pile, Spirit was telling me, let them fall out. But they're just falling out so weird. They're like sliding out. And I feel like this person kind of just slides around into places where you are, where they know you're going to be, and they just might be like lingering, but it's like for a good purpose, right? Like they're interested. They want to be around you. They want to be in your energy. They want to hang out. They want to get to know you. They want to work up the courage to say what they want to say. And this person feels like maybe you have gone through a lot that has thrown you off your course or has put you out of balance, and you might feel like you reminisce on the past a little bit, or they might feel like you reminisce on the past a little bit, like you feel like, dang, I've lost a lot, or I miss this person, or I miss that, and they do understand that you have been through a lot. I don't want to say, oh, you have a lot of baggage, but that's how it's coming across in my head, like the picture that I'm seeing, but it's not like, oh, you have too much baggage, but it's like, oh, you do have a little bit of baggage. Just kidding, not like that. But it's not a negative thing, okay? I don't want you to think that it's a negative thing, because this person doesn't see it as a negative thing. They just recognize. Why does this person recognize this, Spirit? What is this about, this whole baggage situation that you're talking about? What does this person recognize? Okay, so they see that, this is a lot of cards, okay. They see that you were in this situation, that you didn't see it for exactly how it is. So maybe this is a person who's been around for past relationships, or they've been around for kind of seeing what you've gone through, or they know the story after the fact, but they still don't think that you truly see it accurately. And so whatever the situation was, it was very high and low, like great times and then horrible times, and it just felt like it was never enough for you. It was something that was like a wish, like it felt like a wish fulfillment, or wish come true at first, but then it just felt like, wow, this is not it. This is not the wish that I had hoped for. This is not the wish that it felt like before, you know? And so so they see that, and that's kind of like the baggage that you're holding, is the fact that maybe you don't see the situation for exactly what it is. I don't know if you can see my dog that just came in, but it's like my dog is coming here, just wants to be around, just kind of lingering, hanging out. This person, I swear, they're just kind of lingering around you because they want to be around you. They either like the smell of you, they like your energy, they like your voice, even if they could hear your voice from the other room, like, I'm not saying they're obsessed, right? They're not obsessed by any means, but they like you. And your energy makes them feel good. And they don't care what you've been through. They see what you've been through, and they see that you are still kind of coping with that or going through that. That's what the baggage means. It means you are still facing what you've been through, even though you might feel like, oh, I'm past it, I'm over it, I'm done. But you still have energy lingering on the past, and they can see that, but they don't care because they know that you're done, but you're still feeling the feelings. You're still going through the motions of maybe a breakup or a bad situation or trauma, whatever it is. And this could take years, This could take years, decades, centuries, lifetimes, literally lifetimes. Some people, they ignore it, they mask it. But the thing is that you don't mask your pain, but you're slowly coping with the past, and this person recognizes that, and so that's what they see about you, right? It's not like they feel like, oh, pile 2 has baggage. No, they're just like, pile 2's been through a lot, and they're still dealing with it. And that's how they see you. You came to this reading to understand, how does this person feel about me? This is how they feel. So, Spirit, tell me more about this. Tell me more about this 9 of Swords. What is this person so afraid of when it comes to pile 2? What are they so in their head about when it comes to pile 2? Okay, so they believe that you're just like this, you're hot shit. Like, I haven't used that word in so long, and that's so funny because it's just, channeling is so weird sometimes because you're like, what did I just say? But they see you as this gorgeous, glowing entity that's kind of out of their league. They're not on your level. That's what I'm saying from the beginning. They're scared that they're not on your level and that you're out of their league because they just see you as this beautiful person that is so loving, so nurturing. My dog is here again. Animals are attracted to that energy of nurturing and love and unconditional love and caring, and that's exactly how they see you. They see you as this person they're just attracted to. They want to be around. I'll show you my little baby. They want to be around. And so they just see you as someone who's very wholesome, very loving, very beautiful, just a glowing entity, and they don't understand how someone so beautiful and so amazing could ever want to hang out with them. So that's what their fear is, but their fears are just fears. They're not real unless they make them real, and so they're kind of coping with this. They try to, like I said, meditate. They try to get out of their head. They try to not let these things affect them, but it does. So why does pile 2 feel like they're in the dark? They feel like they're in the dark with you because there's been a tower moment. So things have changed between you guys, whatever it was. Things have drastically changed, and it feels to them like an ending, or it's not a complete ending, but it feels like an ending to them because things have changed between you guys, between your dynamic. Whether this was you telling this person, maybe for some of you, you guys were dating. For some of you, you were never dating. For some of you, you guys are just friends, and maybe you have ended the friendship. So it's a lot of different scenarios, but the thing is that this person feels a little backstabbed by you, but you didn't backstab them. You were honest with them, and they feel hurt. So it's like, oh, I feel backstabbed, but at the same time, they understand that they're being sensitive because they have this love for you. I don't want to say like, oh, they're in love with you. They have a lot of love for you, and they have a lot of love to give, and they felt like, oh, like we're compatible and this is good, and then something shifted in this dynamic that caused them to feel like less confident, less on your level. You're out of their league, not necessarily on the same path, and so they feel a little bit defeated. But it doesn't change that they still think about you all the time. Is there anything else you want to say here, Spirit? Okay, what else do you want to say about this backstabbing moment? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You didn't backstab them, but what else do you want to say about this Ten of Swords, Spirit? Okay, so now they're just trying to find balance. They're just trying to find the right words to say, the right thing to do, because they don't want to make any wrong moves. They don't want to push you away. And so they might be a little bit sleeping on the relationship, like in a sense of like not making any moves, or you're like, where have you been? Like, you're kind of wondering, but they're still there, trust me. They're still watching your stuff. They're still slipping around when they can. They're still being around people who they know will be around you. It's just, they don't know the right move. They don't know the right move, and they're trying to navigate and find the balance to make the right move. Is there more here? Oh. But they do feel this deep connection between you guys. They do feel like you're a soulmate to them, like you're somebody who's meant to be in their life for a reason. You're somebody who is teaching them a different way of life, something that they haven't known before. So this is like somebody who works all the time versus someone who doesn't work all the time. Someone who comes from money versus someone who doesn't come from money. It's like two different like backgrounds. It doesn't have to be those exactly, but I'm just trying to give you an example of two different completely different backgrounds kind of coming together, so you learn a lot from each other. It's like if you stay with your same culture your whole life, like what are you going to learn, right? If you stay around people of different cultures and different languages and different activities that they do, and oh, like you go to Bali and you see like, oh, offerings everywhere. What are offerings? What is this? Oh, this is from the Hindu religion. Like it's like learning like so deeply about someone else and appreciating what they do and appreciating their land or their culture or their religion or their background or their devotion or their hard work. Like, where did you come from? Like, this person sees you as a light in their life, somebody that they were meant to meet. And even if they can't necessarily have a chance with you as a best friend, as a boyfriend, as a girlfriend, as a significant other, they're grateful for the opportunity to know you. I almost got a tear in my eye. Anything else here, Spirit? Anything else about this Two of Cups? How this person feels about pile 2? Okay, this is messy. This is a little bit messy energy, though. I mean, they just feel like you're a queen. Doesn't matter if you are, what gender you identify with. Doesn't matter if you don't identify with any gender. You are a queen. And you got it going on. You're hot shit, remember? And it's like, even through the dark times, you still got your shit handled. And you still have your home in order. Your stuff is still clean. You're still paying your bills. You're still showing up every day looking like a boss. It's like, you're still at the gym. And this person just admires your drive. They admire, they're like, where did you come from? Because you're teaching me a lot. And I want to go to where you were born, or like your land, or where you grew up, and understand you more deeply, because you teach me so much every day, and I want to learn more. And so that's how this person views you. Let me just clean up these cards a little bit. Spirit, I want to know what this Eight of Wands is about. So when this person says they feel like they are on the same path, what do they mean? Because obviously we're also talking about different paths here. So when they say that they think that you guys are on the same path, they do think that you guys both are looking for a sense of commitment, that you're looking for a sense of belonging, commitment, just this opportunity to grow with somebody. But they also, at the same time, the best way to put this is they know that you have bitches. And they do too. And so it's like interesting because they know that you guys are on the same path of wanting this commitment, and when you find that commitment, it will be great. But at the same time, entertaining these other ideas, these other friends, these other opportunities, and it's just what works right now. And so they know you guys want the same thing ultimately, but they just feel a little sad that it might not be them, because the opportunity has already arisen or arose, whatever. English teachers, where are you at? But it just wasn't the right time or the right place or maybe the right person. Spirit, is there more you want to talk about here? Okay, there's still a little bit more. What else do you want to say about this out of your league thing? Why do they think that pile 2 is out of their league? Well, you know the story of the sword and the stone? It's like you're able to pull the sword out of the stone, but nobody else is. You're able to achieve and do things that are just kind of insane. And this person just feels like they can't live up to your abilities or your accomplishments or your amount of money that you make or the amount of networks you create, the amount of people you can count on. That's why they feel like you're out of their league. Spirit, what is this 6 of Swords about? Why does pile 2's person feel blocked by pile 2, Spirit? Oh. Okay, well, they feel blocked because they feel like you're at a crossroads. For some of you, you might be moving, or you might be changing jobs, or you might be making a life decision, and they feel blocked because they're not necessarily part of that life decision, right? And they feel like you're kind of just rushing in and doing what you want and going to where you want to go, and maybe they're not part of that plan because there isn't a plan. And because there is no plan for you, you just do things and they work out. They're just worried that they're not part of that plan, and so that's why they feel blocked. I just want to get one last message for how this pile or pile 2 feels about you. One more message for how does pile 2's person feel about pile 2, Spirit? One more message. They just think you're cool as hell because they think that you are serious yet so chill. They think you get shit done, but you have a great time. This is somebody who does like shrooms on the weekend, and on the weekdays they work and they kick ass at their job. Or it doesn't have to be like that, but it's like somebody who's so chill and has such a good time, yet they have everything together. And people are like, how do you have all of this together? If I did what you did, I wouldn't be able to do what you do. And so that's how this person views you. Alright, I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please drop a like, a comment, subscribe to my channel. I would really, 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 really appreciate it. And if you're interested, follow my TikTok or my Instagram for more readings. It's the same handle, TarotXTayFit. And And if you're extra interested, I do personal readings. You can tap into my email below, which is the same thing, taylor-schulze@gmail.com. And you can also hit me up for my spiritual retreat, which I'll be hosting in Hawaii this year, October and November. I still have some spots left, and I would love to have you. So I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you in my next reading. Bye. What's up, pile 3? If you chose the vampire little pyramid crystal, I don't think this is a pyramid. It's like a tower, right? Tower crystal. This is going to be a reading all about how your person feels about you. But first, I'm going to light this incense. So this incense is a different incense from all the other piles. And this one is sensuality. So this person feels a little bit like sensual vibes from you or towards you. Sensual feelings. All right, so let's see, Spirit. Show me, how does pile 3's person feel about pile 3, Spirit? How does pile 3's person feel about pile 3? Okay, so today I'm going to, for your reading, for this pile, I'm going to pick the cards. So we're going to pick 6 cards. So Spirit, how does pile 3's person feel about them? All right. All right. Okay. All right. This is a little bit, it makes a little bit of sense why you chose the vampire tower, because there's blood. This is like a bloodbath, and I hate to say it like that. I'm not trying to be rude, I'm not trying to be funny, but this person feels heartbroken by you. For some of you, this was a third-party situation. There's cheating involved, whether it's on you or on them, and it seems to be some sort of ending, some sort of loss, some sort of heartbreak, suffering. They still have these sensual feelings towards you. They still think about you, whether this was a friendship or a relationship, because for some of you, this is a friendship, and the friendship ended because of another person came in and kind of got between you guys. But whatever this is, somebody came in the middle, and this person just feels like you were wearing a mask, like you didn't show your true self, you weren't authentic, you weren't communicating properly, you weren't telling them how you truly felt, you weren't telling yourself how you truly felt. And I know this reading sounds a little bit harsh, but this is just the truth. I'm just reading the cards. Don't shoot the messenger. This person feels like a happily ever after that was broken, that just hit them straight in the chest, you know? And they feel broken by it. They feel like they've lost a lot. They feel like they miss you, and they don't really know how to move on. That's how it is. Spirit, what is this, like, why? Tell me more about this heartbreak. They feel like you were foolish. They feel like you made decisions, or for some of you, it was them who was foolish, but I really do feel like about 88.8% of you were the one who was making the foolish decisions in their eyes. I'm not saying that you were, but from their perception of how they view you, they felt that way. For about 12% of you, or 11.2 or whatever, they believe that they made foolish decisions that caused heartbreak. And for some of you, it could be you both made these decisions, but there's a lot of heartbreak here. Tell me more about this. There were red flags that, this is like in my face, okay? There were red flags, and now it switched. It was just trying to tell me, the smoke was trying to tell me that there were red flags in their face that they didn't pay attention to, or that maybe there were red flags. Just think about it vice versa. For those 12% of you that are on the other side, think about it vice versa. Okay, I'm going to say it one way, but think about it vice versa if it resonates. So they're heartbroken by looking back and seeing all the red flags that were in their face that they ignored. They're heartbroken for the fact that they always saw you getting ready for someone else besides them. Or if you're a friend, they are heartbroken by the fact that you were always getting ready at their house just to leave and hang out with somebody else. That's a friend, you know? Like, oh, I'll hang out with you when I get ready, and then I'll go hang out with my friends instead. For some of you, not all of you, they were heartbroken by your drinking habits or patterns, or by you wanting to go out so much and you having more interest in the alcohol or the party or the after hours rather than hanging out with them. Tell me more about this, Spirit. They are heartbroken by the fact that you always kind of turned things around on them and backed them into a corner and made them feel like they were in the wrong when it was you. This is how they view you. I'm not saying that you were in the wrong. This is just how they see the situation. Anything else here, Spirit? Okay, so now we're going to talk about the Three of Cups. This is a little bit harsh, just like this reading. And not to be, that's not, no pun intended, but I'm being dead serious. Like, this is not an easy reading to listen to. But I mean, you're here for a reason. You're meant to hear this, and maybe it helps you heal or move on in some way. So this Three of Cups, Spirit. They feel like you led them on. They feel like you led them to believe that they were the one when there was always someone else who was the one instead. And I know you can be like, oh, this sounds like an obsessive friendship, but it's not. It's just somebody who's hurt, somebody who kind of put their all into you, who put all of their energy into you and was led on because they thought that they would get the same thing in return, but then they feel like they didn't. And so that's why they feel this way. They feel like it was a one-sided relationship, and they were always scared to tell you how they felt because they didn't trust your reactions, because they know you would just pop off, flip it around, turn them into the corner, like back them into the corner, and like then they're suddenly apologizing for starting the situation in the first place. But looking back, they realized like they were right. Like their intuition was right, their gut feeling was right, the things they told you were right, but you always had a way of turning it around on them. And so they were scared to communicate with you about it. They were scared to tell you. Like sometimes they did, but not always, because they wanted to be on the same wavelength as you, the same path as you, the same direction, the same focus, and they wanted to take care of you. Like this is how they feel. They wanted to be the person that could be your stability, your security, your love, like take care of you, but they just weren't able to get that from you. Instead, they just felt like maybe you were more focused on other things. For some of you, partying, alcohol. For others of you, you're more focused on money. And they felt like money was more important than them. I'm telling you, this is harsh. I'm just going to turn it on. It's still coming at me. I'm going to move it to the other side. And I feel like it's something that they still try to ignore, like how I'm trying to ignore this. They still try to ignore it, and it's still finding its way back. The smoke is finding its way back to me. It's something I'm trying to ignore, but it's still finding its way back. And they try to ignore that this happened, but your energy finds its way back to them, and they feel it. And so we're going to talk about this death. So this death for you guys literally means, it's not like, oh, a transformative death. This is like a death. Like, this feels like death. This feels like they lost someone. They're in mourning. If you've ever had a friend die, or a significant other die, or a family member die, that's how they feel. That's how they felt about this situation. They feel like they lost somebody who meant a lot to them. And they're in mourning. They're still in mourning. And it haunts them. It's something that, I don't want to be like, you haunt them, but it's like your energy, the memories, it haunts them. Because they just replay situations. They wonder how things could have been different. How did they ignore the red flags? How did they not see what was going on? How did they not see that you were clearly interested in other people? How did they not see that you were clearly flirting and making your rounds, and you were just like, oh, that's just my personality, that's how I am? And they're just mad, like, how did I not see it? Because now I have this big hole in my heart, and I don't know how to move on. And I'm not saying they want to move back or like come back to you, because that's not it. They just feel, it's not like they want like, oh, I want a rekindling, I want to make this better. Like, they don't see it like that, because they just don't see how this could ever be better. They just have this hole in their heart that they have to deal with day in and day out, and this hole reminds them of you. Spirit, why were they masking? Like, why did pile 3's person believe that pile 3 was masking themselves? Show me the comparison. So we have the Queen of Cups and we have the Star. Okay, so they feel like you were dealing with a lot of pain and a lot of suffering and a lot of traumas that you were masking. A lot of things you could have asked for help with, that you could have communicated about, but you wouldn't open up or become vulnerable. But instead you put on this Queen of Cups energy that's like loving and nurturing, and kind of convinces people they're okay, but also kind of convinces people that everything is okay, that the flirting is okay, that the being out late is okay, that the choosing money or drinking or whatever it is that you chose over this person was okay. And so, because everything in your life like seemed to be okay, or convinced that it was okay, looking back, they're like, what were they masking? Spirit, what were they masking? It's how they feel. They just feel like you had a lot of judgment towards them and towards yourself, and you just didn't feel like they were good enough for you. Like, you felt like they felt like you judged them, or you felt like you were being judged when you're with them. And they felt that. They felt like you were not proud of them. And they still think about that. And so they just kind of feel like they were more of a stepping stone, or a path that kind of just got walked over. Like, it's like you took what you needed and you walked past it, walked over it, walked through it, didn't care what happened to the rocks below, didn't care what happened to the sticks. This is just how they feel, okay? I'm not saying that any of this is accurate. I'm just saying it's accurate to how they feel. This is how they feel about you. And maybe you feel the same way about them, and that's okay. But this is just how they feel about you. And why did this feel like a wish fulfillment, or like a happily ever after that was broken, Spirit? It felt like a happily ever after that was broken because they felt like they hit the jackpot with you. They felt like they struck gold. They won. They got everything they needed, and then they got backstabbed. They got just energetically destroyed and hurt, and it was painful. And they just sometimes don't ever know if they could kind of move past it, or trust again, or put themselves out there again. That's why it's like a happily ever after gone wrong for them. Anything else you want to tell me, Spirit? It haunts them. It haunts them. It's like that shadow. It's like doing shadow work. You know how we have to do shadow work when something is bothering us. It's the root cause. Like, we act out, we act angry, and we're like, where did that anger come from? Like, why do I feel angry? Where is this in my body? Oh, it's in my stomach. I feel this angry. Like, what is this anger from? Oh, this anger is from like something deep, something rooted from your childhood. Whatever it is, this is something that hits them deep, where they're gonna have to face their shadow and do the work. And right now they just feel like a little bit animosity. They feel all these feelings that are just painful. So tell me more about this 5 of Cups. So this person is having a hard time focusing on their potential because they're only seeing what they lost. They're only remembering this like third party situation. They're only remembering being the other person. I keep hearing the other guy. Doesn't have to be a guy. But it's like, oh, the other guy. I'm just the other guy. And so it hit their confidence. It shocked their confidence. So it's not allowing them to see their potential in their day-to-day life. They're having a hard time moving forward into a new cycle, closing out the old cycle and going into the new. They're having trouble with their emotions, with their thoughts, like their negative thoughts. And then they're like, okay, I'm positive today. I'm working forward. But then they're having trouble because at the drop of a coin, bam, I'm an idiot. I'm ugly. I'm fat. I'm not good enough. That's how they feel. And they feel like that because of this situation. That's how they view this. And anything else for this? They just feel like they treasured you and they didn't get that in return. And that's how this person feels about you. And I hope you enjoyed this reading. I mean, I don't know if you necessarily enjoyed it, but I hope it gave you more clarity. I hope that I will see you back on my channel sometime soon. If you want to support my channel, you can like my video, you can comment, you can subscribe to my channel. I also have readings on TikTok and Instagram, same channel, same handle, TarotXTayFit. And I also do personal readings. Same handle, taylor-schulze@gmail.com. You can email me below. And I'm also hosting a spiritual retreat in Hawaii in October and November this year. And I still have some spots open and would love to have you. All right, I hope to see you in my next reading. Have a beautiful day.